Welcome to this deep dive where we really get into a topic. Today, it's something fundamental if you're learning English. Basic daily conversations.
Yeah, those first interactions.
Exactly. We're going to focus on introductions and, simple questions. The real building blocks. If you're maybe B2, C1 level, you've seen this stuff before. But we want to help you make it feel smoother, more natural, maybe share a couple of nuances.
Because starting those conversations, it can feel a bit intimidating in a new language, can't it?
It really can.
Oh.
But honestly, mastering just a few key phrases makes a huge difference.
Definitely.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Give you practical phrases, some tips, so you can handle these everyday chats with, well, more confidence.
Sounds great. Because these small exchanges, they seem small, but they're the foundation, right?
Totally.
Think about it. Travel, new colleagues, just, small talk in a queue. Knowing how to introduce yourself, ask a basic question, it's crucial.
It's that first connection point. Even a quick one. Okay, so let's kick off with introductions. Often, simple is best.
Absolutely.
You can just say, "Hi, I'm your name." Easy.
Or maybe, if it feels a little more formal, "Hello, my name is your name."
Right. And a really common one, super friendly, is, "Nice to meet you. I'm your name."
You notice those subtle differences in formality, but like you said, they all work pretty well most of the time.
Yeah, in everyday situations, they're generally fine.
And then knowing how to respond is just as important, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. What do you say back?
Well, the most natural, most frequent one is probably, "Nice to meet you too."
Simple, effective.
Yeah. You might also hear, "Pleased to meet you." It feels a little more formal, perhaps.
Yeah, slightly more. Still perfectly polite, though.
Right. And the choice might depend a bit on the context. Like a business meeting might lean towards, "Pleased to meet you," first off.
Whereas meeting someone, say, at a party, "Nice to meet you too," feels more natural.
Exactly.
Okay, let's paint a quick picture. Person A says, "Hi, I'm Sarah."
Then person B could say, "Hello, my name is John. Nice to meet you."
And Sarah finishes with, "Nice to meet you too, John." See? Basic. But practicing it helps.
It really does. Saying it out loud makes it feel more automatic.
So true. Now, what if, and this happens all the time,
Oh, yeah?
what if you don't quite catch the name?
Happens to me constantly, even in English.
Right. So a polite way to ask again is, "Excuse me, what was your name again?"
That's a good one. It shows you were listening, just missed it. Very common, very okay to ask.
Absolutely. And especially when you're starting out, focusing on speaking clearly is key.
Maybe a little slower than usual.
Yeah, just a bit. It's much better to be understood than to rush and, stumble over your words.
Good point. Think about each word, pronounce it clearly.
Focusing on that clear pronunciation right from the start,
Yeah.
it actually builds confidence for later, doesn't it? For more complex stuff.
It really does. Makes you feel more sure of yourself when you speak.
Okay, little practice tip for you listening. Try now. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, out loud.
Imagine you're meeting someone. Or, hey, do it in front of a mirror.
Might feel a bit weird at first.
It might. But it genuinely helps your mouth get used to the shapes, the rhythm.
Okay, so that's introductions covered. What's next? Keeping it going, right?
Exactly. Asking simple questions. That's how you keep the ball rolling.
Right, asking questions. That's how we gather information, keep the conversation alive, even in a simple way.
We often use those question words like what, how.
And forms of to be, is, are. We use these to build those basic questions. Let's look at some really practical ones. Everyday stuff.
Okay, first up, asking how someone is. The classic.
How are you?
Yep. You hear it everywhere. Doesn't matter if you know the person well or just met them.
And the common answers?
"I'm fine, thank you." And you. That's a big one. Notice the politeness of asking back.
That and you bit is important, isn't it? Shows you're interested back.
Definitely. Or you might hear a simple, "Not bad."
Or, "I'm doing well." All perfectly fine.
Okay, let's link this to another super common topic.
Ugh, I bet I know where you're going.
The weather.
Of course! Such a go-to in English-speaking places.
It really is. So you can ask, "How's the weather?" Or maybe, "What's it like out there?"
Yeah, great if you haven't been outside or someone just came in. It's safe territory. Neutral.
Anyone can usually say something about the weather.
It's the classic icebreaker, we call it. Starts a chat without getting too personal.
Right. You might also hear people make a statement, then add a tag question, like, "Nice weather we're having, isn't it?"
That invites the other person to agree, maybe add a bit more.
Exactly. And if you want specifics, maybe about the temperature.
You could ask, what's the temperature like?
Yeah. And you might get an answer like, "Oh, it's around 20 degrees Celsius." Or more general, maybe.
Like, it's quite cool or pretty warm today. You might hear Fahrenheit too, of course, in the US mainly.
True. Knowing both Celsius and Fahrenheit is handy sometimes.
But honestly, when you're starting, just using words like warm, cold, hot, cool, that works perfectly well.
Good point. Okay, another really basic question type. Asking where someone's from.
Ah, yes. Where are you from?
Super common way to learn a little bit more about someone new.
And people might answer with their city or their country.
Yeah. And then more immediate situation, maybe you need directions.
Right, you're looking for something nearby.
You could say politely, excuse me, is there a coffee shop around here?
Yeah, excuse me, is there a bank near here? Very common, very polite way to ask.
Okay, let's run through a couple more quick examples. Dialogue 1.
Okay. Person A. Hi, how are you?
Person B. I'm fine, thank you. And you.
Person A. I'm doing well. Short, polite, everyday stuff.
Exactly. Dialogue 2. Bringing in the weather. Person A. What's it like out there?
Person B. Ugh, it's raining quite heavily.
Person A. Oh dear. And you can even add that idiom here if it's really coming down.
Ah, it's raining cats and dogs.
Yes. Which just means
Raining very, very hard. An idiom where the meaning isn't literal. Good to recognize those.
yeah, start getting familiar with common ones like that. Even if you don't use them yourself yet, understanding them helps you follow along.
Definitely. Now, you ask a question. What's crucial next?
Listening. Listening carefully to the answer.
Oh, absolutely. Shows respect, helps you respond properly, keeps it going.
It's that active listening thing, not just hearing the words.
But trying to get the meaning, showing you're engaged, nodding, facial expressions.
Maybe asking a follow-up question if it feels right.
Right. And here's another practice tip for you listening at home.
Go on.
Try asking simple questions to yourself about what's around you.
Like, what color is that book? Or, is the window open?
Exactly. Sounds a bit odd, maybe, but it's zero pressure. Just gets you forming questions.
It's like building those mental pathways, right?
Yeah.
So asking questions in real conversations feels more spontaneous.
It really helps. It's great practice without any stress.
Okay, so we've done introductions, asking simple questions. Let's talk briefly about, building confidence and keeping things moving.
Yeah, because these phrases we've covered, they're just starting points, aren't they?
Absolutely. We really hope you'll try them out, adapt them, see how they work with different people.
And please, please remember, making mistakes is normal. It's necessary.
Oh, totally. Don't let the fear of messing up stop you from speaking.
Most people are really understanding, and every mistake is a chance to learn something.
So true. Okay, so how do you extend these simple chats? After introductions, what's a common next step?
A really common one is, what do you do?
Right. Polite way to ask about someone's job or maybe what they study.
Or, back to the weather chat, if someone says it's sunny,
You could react like, oh, I love sunny days.
or if they say it's raining, maybe, oh, I don't like the rain much.
Those little reactions show you're listening, engaged, and it gives the other person something to respond to.
Keeps it flowing.
And something I find really useful to listen to English conversations, podcasts, movies, TV shows.
Yeah, great tip.
Pay attention to how people actually start talking. The simple questions they use gives you a feel for what sounds natural.
That kind of listening, even passively, it's amazing for picking up natural speech patterns, intonation.
That musicality of the language.
Exactly, which helps to sound more natural yourself.
And one last thing here. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification.
Oh, definitely not.
If you don't understand, it's totally okay to say, could you please repeat that?
Or could you speak more slowly? Most people are happy to help.
Asking for clarification isn't weakness. It shows you're engaged, you want to understand.
It's a really positive thing in your learning. Shows you're serious.
Okay, let's wrap up this deep dive for today then. We've really looked at key phrases, some tips for introductions, and simple questions in everyday English.
Yeah, we started with the basics like, hi, I'm, and responding with, nice to meet you too.
Then we moved into asking questions using what, how, is, are, asking about how someone is.
The weather, lots of useful phrases there.
Yep, and simple location questions too.
And woven through all that, the importance of, speaking clearly, finding your own pace.
Listening actively.
And remembering it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to ask someone to repeat themselves.
Every single conversation is practice. It's a chance to build confidence.
Absolutely.
English speakers, generally, they're pretty friendly, pretty approachable. So please, take these ideas, Try them out.
Yeah, give it a go.
Now you've got these tools, just think. Think about the interesting people you might meet, the conversations you could start. Here's something to ponder. What's one simple question you're actually looking forward to asking someone in English?
Ooh, nice one to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.